Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the presentation of my paper entitled Business Intelligence and Innovation, a digital innovation hub as intermediate for service interaction and system innovation for small and medium-sized enterprises. My name is Florian Maurer, and I'm employed as research assistant at the Vorarlberg University of Applied Sciences. My participation at this year's edition of the ProV conference is made possible by the financial support of the 4STEPS project. The 4STEPS project is a transnational project funded by Interreg Central Europe. 4STEPS is an acronym for Towards the Application of Industry 4.0 in SMEs. Based on the evolution of Industry 4.0 paradigm, 8 partners from 7 countries are collaboratively working on the notion of digital innovation hubs. In doing so, 7 interrelated hubs will be developed. As employee of the FHV, I'm designing and developing the Vorarlberg version of the Digital Innovation Hub, entitled Business Intelligence and Innovation. With this presentation, I will present you the efforts and activities so far, especially how we consider our Digital Innovation Hub as intermediate for service interaction and system innovation. On today's agenda are the status quo and the research motivation for our Digital Innovation Hub, its theoretical embeddedness and contextual underpinning, and then the empirical field, which is the federal state of Vorarlberg in the Republic of Austria. Then I will present you the stakeholders cooperation and collaboration in networks, and I will summarize my presentation and give you a brief conclusion. Due to the dangerous mix between the scarcity of resources in small and medium-sized enterprises and the increasing speed of the digital innovation in the field of business and industry, the European economy runs the risk to lack the digitization of its systems. As highlighted by the European Commission, around 60% of large industries and more than 90% of small and medium-sized enterprises lag behind. However, no organization can innovate in isolation, and digital innovation hubs play a critical role in collaborative innovation. Their task is to bring together the stakeholders among the supply and value chain for open collaborative innovation, including co-creation of value, testing, and experimentation. My today's presentation is built up on this motivation and the research question on how a digital innovation hub as intermediate for service interaction and system innovation for small and medium-sized enterprises within the federal state of Vorarlberg can look like. In particular, who are the possible stakeholders with complementary competencies for the digital innovation hub on business intelligence and innovation, and what are the activities and tasks? The theoretical lens of my endeavors lie in the field of service science. Service science is a theory to increase service interaction and value co-creation mechanisms among heterogeneous system stakeholders. Within my research, I base up on the endeavors of the service dominant logic. Service dominant logic builds the philosophical theoretical foundation for the general theory of service science. The concept of service-dominant logic not only explains the shift from a goods-dominated to a service-dominated mindset in economy, but also puts attention on the service and the process itself. Service-dominant logic has a strong emphasis on service interaction and value co-creation. Its core constructs are service, value, system, interaction, and resources. I consider digital innovation hubs as a special case of service systems, which leads me to the theoretical embeddedness and the contextual underpinning of the design and development of our hub on business intelligence and innovation. The theoretical embeddedness and contextual underpinning is the Factory of the Future initiative and Digital Innovation Hub initiative of the European Commission. The theoretical embeddedness. Factory of the Future was launched first in the year 2008. It aims to develop a sustainable and competitive European Union manufacturing industry. In its first iteration, it included the development of high added value manufacturing technologies that are also clean, highly performing, environmentally friendly, and socially sustainable. Due to the ongoing digital transformation of the manufacturing industry, the Factory of the Future paradigm nowadays describes the manufacturing facilities as digital, fully integrated plants evolving to smart cyber-physical service systems. In our approach, factories of the future are considered as service systems that again consist of a variety of heterogeneous service systems, a network of systems and subsystems, such as the supply chain. The contextual underpinning. The European Digital Innovation Hub is a research, innovation and investment program of the European Commission. It is an instrument and tool of the European Commission's smart specialization strategy to digitize European organizations, as well as to boost investments through strategic partnerships and networks within. Digital innovation hubs go beyond borders and supply local industry with high competitive services. Connect digital innovation hubs from different regions that can provide companies with complementary knowledge that they need. Coordinate the collaboration between actors in the ecosystem and foster networking and matchmaking, either directly by organizing or by participating in events or through information on the web. Digital innovation hubs provide 4 main services and a subset of support service for the clients to assess knowledge, methods, and software, technology platforms, prototyping solutions, and testing facilities. Since I have defined our scientific background, now a short introduction to the empirical field is given. It is the economy of the federal state of Vorarlberg. Vorarlberg is one of the 9 states of the Republic of Austria, and it is its most western one. The federal state of Vorarlberg is surrounded by the countries of Liechtenstein and Switzerland in the west, Germany in the north, and the Tyrol in the east. The export-import quota is positive. Vorarlberg exports more than it imports, and its main trade partners are Germany, Switzerland, Italy, and France. Vorarlberg is a highly active and innovative region. For example, in 2019, 106 patents out of the region have been filed to the Austrian Patent Office. The government of the federal state of Vorarlberg committed itself to 5 smart specialization strategies that are smart textiles, energy and energy efficiency, human and technology, education and health, and intelligent production. The research about possible stakeholders for the Hub on Business Intelligence and Innovation, in total 57 network collaborators and co-creators within the region of Vorarlberg and beyond could be identified. Identified stakeholders within group business and industry are, for example, business and industrial organizations, such as the Vorarlberg Chamber of Commerce and its youth organization, the Industry Association and its youth organization, the Innovation Agency of Vorarlberg, and some more specific organizations. The Vorarlberg Trade Association, the Vorarlberg Export Club, the Vorarlberg Marketing Club, entrepreneurial institutions, and so on. Thematic associations identified are the Logistics Research Austria, the Verein Netzwerk Logistics, Platform Industry 4.0, and some private initiatives, for example, Platform B and the Platform for Digital Initiatives in Vorarlberg. The stakeholders within the group government and public administrations are the government of the federal state of Vorarlberg and some specialized departments, for example, the Department for Science and Education, and ministries of the Federal Republic of Austria, such as the Ministry for Education, Science and Research, the Ministry for Digital and Economic Affairs, and the Ministry for Climate Action, Environment, Energy, Mobility, Innovation and Technology. Relevant stakeholders for the Hub out of the group society and users are, for example, newspapers and journals that disseminate the Hub's use cases and best practices to society. We have identified several media, such as regional and national newspapers, but also thematic and scientific journals. A further group are transnational and international projects to collaborate on the topics about the risks, challenges, and opportunities about digital information in society and social innovation. The academic stakeholders within the region of Vorarlberg are the Vorarlberg University of Applied Sciences and its subsidiary Schlosshofen. In the center of interest are the research department Business Informatics as the operator of the Hub, the research department Digital Factory, and the faculty Business and Economics, as well as its bachelor and master programs. Shifting from academic to vocational education, we have identified the Volkshochschule and WIFI, the educational center of Vorarlberg's Chamber of Commerce, are of interest. From a perspective beyond the border, relevant stakeholders are, for example, the International University of Lake of Constance, an association of all universities and universities of applied sciences around the Lake of Constance, as well as the Long Night of Research, a tailored exhibition to present research and applied research results. To better present who these stakeholders and what their activities and tasks are, I have clustered them not only among the quadruple helix, but also among previously introduced main services of a digital innovation hub. The main services are augmented with activities and tasks identified within literature for service science, our theoretical underpinning and contextual embedment, as well as our experience within the design and development of the Digital Innovation Hub on Business Intelligence and Innovation. As presented on this slide, this clustering resulted in a hub stakeholder activity matrix. This matrix acts as tool for increased cooperation with and among the stakeholders, as well as enables the cooperation with particular area of subject. For example, to foster the main service innovation networking, our Digital Innovation Hub has to provide 3 activities and tasks, which are cooperation and collaboration services, and customer relationship management and marketing with business and industry, as well as international cooperation and collaboration with organizations and institutes from the field of research and education. Also, it seems that the government and public administration and civil society and users are underrepresented in this matrix to act as an intermediate for service interaction and system innovation for small and medium-sized enterprises. The hub has to collaborate with all stakeholders and interest groups. The stakeholders are important contributors to the innovation ecosystem and make the hub to a living system. Within this paper and presentation, I consider digital innovation hubs as special cases of service systems. They have a special task in the network of service systems. They have to coordinate innovation mechanisms, especially co-creation services, service interactions, and system innovation with and among quadruple helix players of government, industry, society, and academia. Since no organization can innovate in isolation, our hub on business intelligence and innovation has a clear regional responsibility, mediation and resource orchestration within the economic system of fallback, the allocation of information, knowledge, and expertise about innovation and technology, but also about the risks, challenges, and opportunities about the ongoing digital transformation to business and industry. But also, the hub is about the allocation of international knowledge and expertise into the region. In doing so, we are focusing on a transnational and international approach, the interconnection with other digital innovation hubs and players within the field. As presented, we are aiming to develop a living system, a system that acts as innovation center for applied research and development and interconnect the quadruple helix players. Based on the hub's resources, capabilities, and services, the quadruple helix players shall work together and launch innovation. In doing so, our next step is to organize and involve the stakeholders, as, for example, into the design, development, and decision-making processes of the hub. Our aim is to create a strategic level wherein relevant stakeholders take place, for example, the Vorarlberg Chamber of Commerce, the Vorarlberg Industry Association, or the government of Vorarlberg, etc. On the methodological level, we are aiming to include business, industry, and academia for transformation of business requirements and needs into collaborative development processes. On communication level, we aim to include society by dissemination of tailored and targeted information in newspapers and journals. So, now I'm at the end of my presentation. Many thanks for your attention. On this final slide, you will find my contact details. If you have any question, please do not hesitate and contact me. Maybe we also can find a way for cooperation and future collaboration. Many thanks and greetings from Vorarlberg in Austria.